You're at the kitchen counter, coffee in hand, when your phone buzzes. Payday. You open the app. The number looks good for a second. Then the usual questions show up. Rent, groceries, that thing you've been meaning to fix. You've heard the advice 100 times. Invest 10%. Invest 15%. Some influencers said 20% if you're serious. So you pick a number, usually whatever feels safe enough not to notice. And that's exactly the problem, because the amount most people invest isn't based on their actual finances. It's based on a percentage they memorized, applied to a life that number was never built for. There's an actual line, a real number specific to you, where investing stops being smart and starts being reckless. Most people have never located it. They're just guessing somewhere in the middle and calling it a plan. So let's draw the line. You sit down at your desk, notebook open, pen in hand. Start with the floor. If you're investing $20 a month while carrying credit card debt at 24% interest, the math doesn't care how disciplined you feel. That debt is growing faster than almost any investment will. High interest debt sits above the investment line. Pay that down first. Second checkpoint, the emergency reserve. Picture someone who invests aggressively, no reserve at all. Then the car breaks down on the way to work. Now the only place left to pull money from is the investment account, at exactly the worst time. The reserve isn't separate from an investing, it's what protects the investing. Once debt is handled and a reserve exists, the real question finally makes sense. How much from what's left should go toward investing? This is where fixed percentages fall apart. Picture two co-workers leaving the same office, same salary, $3,000 a month. One goes home to a small low-cost apartment, enormous room to invest aggressively. The other goes home to two kids and rent in an expensive city. Real room for maybe 5%, not less disciplined. A different number, same income, two different lines. The percentage was never the point. The room that's left is. Back at your desk, here's a better way to find yours. Take your income, subtract your essential expenses, housing, food, utilities, minimum debt payments, insurance. What's left is your investable capacity. Notice what just happened. The number isn't handed to you. It's calculated from your own numbers, which means it moves as your numbers move. Get a raise and the gap grows. Investing can grow with it. Get a pay cut and the same formula protects you. Here's the part almost nobody accounts for. This number isn't supposed to stay the same forever. In your 20s, your capacity might be small, but your time horizon is enormous. In your 40s, income is often higher, but so are the obligations. The line moves because your life moves. So the real answer to how much should I invest was never a number someone else can hand you. It's a line you calculate, income minus essentials minus the debt working against you, protected by a reserve. You look down at what you've written. Whatever's left of that room is your real number, not 10%, not 15%, yours. The people who build wealth quietly aren't the ones who found a secret percentage, they're the ones who did the math. Now that you know your number, the next question is where it actually goes. That's the next video on Alonire. Subscribe so you don't calculate this number and then have nowhere to put it.